Cotton harvest is the culmination of a year's work. Each year, many new people come to work for the first time in a hazardous environment they know little or nothing about. During harvest, cotton fields can be dangerous, and every year workers suffer preventable injuries and occasionally someone is killed. Employers have an obligation to provide a safe workplace and to train their employees. Equally, harvest employees have an obligation to follow standard work procedures. In this video, we'll talk about being ready for work, communication in the work group, the danger of power lines, harvest equipment operations, maintenance, working at night, fire hazards, travelling and transport equipment, and demonstrate how the risk of injury can be minimised when a crew remains alert to potential dangers and works to minimise everyday hazards. By accepting a job on a harvest crew, you've accepted the terms and conditions of employment. You must be fit for work, as harvest is no place for those affected by fatigue, alcohol or drugs. Appropriate clothing is essential. High visibility shirts and trousers or shorts are best. Loose clothing is dangerous around machinery. Reflective vests are essential during night work. Enclosed solid footwear with non-slip soles will protect your feet. Don't wear thongs, sandals or joggers. Wear a wide-brimmed hat, sleeved shirts and well-applied sun cream. Tie back long hair to ensure it doesn't get caught in machinery. Remove jewellery before coming to work. Personal protective equipment like earmuffs, safety glasses and dust masks must be worn when needed. Good communication between all crew members is vital. The owner, contractor or crew boss will constantly monitor the progress of the harvest operation. Regular progress meetings will allow employers and employees to plan the day's work. Changes in field and weather conditions can be discussed and work plans modified. For example, sun glare, wind and heat should be considered. Each crew member is responsible for reporting problems, hazards or changes in working conditions to the foreman or harvest supervisor and to other crew members. A number of devices, including UHF radios and mobile phones, can help communication during harvest, but please don't drop them in the cotton. Horns and warning lights on module builders are good warning devices. All communication and safety devices must be kept in good working condition. Report any faults. Every year, there are numerous serious incidents involving cotton harvest machinery contacting or coming too close to power lines. All operators should refer to WorkCover's Code of Practice, work near overhead power lines. You don't need to touch power lines to be injured. High voltages will cause electricity to jump gaps. The chances of surviving are low. Module builders, pickers, bowl buggies and tipping trucks can all reach power lines. Use a farm map to identify the fields and roads where power lines are. Orange balls attached to the lines can highlight power lines, and hazard signs identify the most dangerous locations. Position the module builders in the field so the pickers, bowl buggy, tramper and module retriever operate well clear of power lines. Always lower the mast on module builders before travelling. If power lines are touched, all metal parts on a machine become live, so try to break the contact. Never try to get out of machinery in contact with live wires unless you're in danger, in which case jump clear without touching both the equipment and the ground at the same time. Land with your feet together and shuffle away from the machine. Keep at least 8 metres away from machinery that's still in contact with live wires. Do not attempt to rescue a person receiving an electric shock. You will get electrocuted too. Cotton pickers have the potential to inflict serious injuries. Pickers have exposed heads and spindles that rotate at high speed. Operators working near engaged heads need to take precautions. During head setup, both the picker operator and the mechanic must work together to prevent entanglement in the heads. Communication is vital and can be done by hand signals. If you're working on engaged heads for whatever reason, you must use the remote tether to control the head operation at all times. When clearing head chokes, always disengage the heads, picker gears and hydrostatics before attempting to clear jammed spindles. The picker operator should manually unwind the blockage. Some operators have been pulled into rotating spindles when the blockage is cleared because the heads were engaged. The same precautions apply when cleaning picker doors. Only the picker operator should clean the doors and the head should be disengaged during cleaning. There are times when all picker operators need to work under a raised picker head. Don't rely on the hydraulics. Always use locking chains or a stand to prevent the heads dropping. Follow isolation procedures to prevent the picker being operated while you're working under the picker. Module builders compress the harvested cotton ready for transport. A bowl buggy or picker basket can tip up to 2,000 kilograms of cotton in a single dump. Anybody inside a module builder can be buried and suffocate under the mass of cotton. The picker or buggy operator should only proceed to tip on a signal given by the operator of the module builder. The signal should only be given when there's a clear view of the inside of the builder. The tramper located at the centre of the builder indicates that the builder is not ready to receive a dump. It's often necessary for people to work inside the module builder. Before entering, always move the tramper to the centre of the builder and lock out the control levers to prevent accidental operation of the tramper. The tramper must not be able to be operated while someone is in the builder. Module builders often have holes in the side for inserting cover ropes. Only pass ropes through when attached to a spear and replace guards on hole covers once ropes are in place. Never walk under a tramper parked above the end of the module builder during cotton tipping in case the hydraulics fail. Before opening the module builder, always sound a warning hooter to warn everyone to stay clear. All machinery and equipment can be dangerous. Always follow the directions given in the operating manuals. Never operate defective equipment. Don't interfere with safety devices. Only start the machinery from the operator's seat. Keep windows clean and cabs tidy. Don't allow riders on your machine and always lower equipment before dismounting. Keep well clear of exposed moving parts like belts, shafts and chains. Apart from picker heads, all moving parts must be covered with appropriate guarding devices before the machinery can be used. High pressure oil from a faulty hydraulic hose can penetrate the skin and cause serious injury. Harvesting usually continues well into the night, but working conditions dramatically change when the sun sets. Machinery operators can only see clearly along a narrow light path of headlights. The ground crew can help operators by keeping away from moving machines and wearing reflective safety vests to improve visibility. Audible warning systems help the ground crew keep clear of moving machinery. Cotton fibre is highly flammable, so a strict no smoking policy applies during harvest. Head chokes are the source of many fires. Friction causes cotton blockages to heat up. A smouldering piece of cotton blown into the basket can burst into flame and start a serious fire. It can destroy the picker within minutes and expose the operator to serious danger. The smouldering cotton can be buried under more cotton and cause a fire when tipped into a bowl buggy or module builder. If a piece of smouldering cotton is dumped into the module builder, the cotton can immediately burst into flames, endangering people working on or in the builder, or it can smoulder buried underneath the cotton, with smoke being the only indication of fire. In both cases, everyone working around the builder must immediately move away. You can't tell the size of a module fire by how much smoke or flame you can see. Never enter a module builder to put out a fire in case there's a hidden fire cavity that could collapse under your weight. Water is used to put out module fires. Each machine should have a fire extinguisher that can be used to control small fires. Daily checks of firefighting equipment are an important precaution. Check that extinguishers are correctly charged, water tanks are full, hoses and fittings aren't damaged, and the fuel tanks of firefighting pumps are full. When working on top of the picker basket, keep away from the edge. Wear a safety harness or a full arrestor. Make sure the basket's safety lock is engaged before standing under the picker basket. Use a dust mask or respirator and eye and hearing protectors when using compressed air. Ensure all hoses on module builders are in good condition and hose guards are properly fitted to prevent skin penetration injuries from jets of hot pressurised hydraulic oil. Keep a well-stocked first aid kit with the crew at all times. Machinery is regularly moved along farm and public roads. It's best to consult a farm map before moving and always ask someone to guide you around tight bends and over narrow culverts. When using public roads, ensure you meet all legal requirements such as permits, speed limits, the use of escort vehicles and operators being licensed to drive the class of vehicle. The hazards identified in this video aren't all the dangers unique to cotton harvesting. If you take the steps that minimise the risks to you and other members of the crew relying on you, you will have a safe and rewarding cotton harvest. The introduction of the John Deere 7760 and Case Module Express has eliminated the need for the module builder, bowl buggy and support crew. Cotton harvest is virtually a single-person operation, but the usual safety hazards still pose risks to the picker operator. This new technology introduces a number of new hazards for the operator as he or she works in isolation from other employees. It's vital communication between the picker operator and the farm control base be implemented. Make regular radio contact. If you don't hear from them, the alarm can then be raised. Loading rolls of module wrap is a daily task. It's best done using 2 people to place each roll onto the auto loader. Stand well clear of moving parts and use the remote control to operate the auto loader. Keep hands clear of pinch points when feeding the wrap into the rollers. As always, refer to the operator's manual before starting any work with or on the picker. The height of the John Deere 7760 when it ejects a round module can be up to 25 feet, high enough to hit an overhead power line. The ejection is an automatic process, so the operator needs to be vigilant to avoid contact.